Welcome to the final session of the Marketing Management Module, Caring for the Customer. The objectives of this session include explaining and understanding the reasons for caring for customers, defining who the customers of an organization are, and applying some techniques to serve customers better. So, how important are customers? Customers are like the lifeline of any business or organization. Without them, you basically do not exist. Your customers are the one that basically create and build that brand which you have. Customers are the most important people for any business or organization. They determine the success of your business because organizations depend on them to buy and to continue to patronize the business. Now, one thing that is important to note is that organizations are influenced by how the market works because they are completely dependent on selling their goods and services. They are completely dependent on their customers. They have to compete with each other to survive. Customers will choose the business or the organizations who best satisfy their needs. Every customer, or rather every organization, has the responsibility of ensuring that a customer or a potential customer will enjoy the most desired or desirable kind of satisfaction which they want from whatever product or service that they want from them. One very important question for organizations is, what business are we really in? And the most accurate answer is that all organizations are in the business of satisfying customers. Now, let's look at an example. There are plenty DVD players on the market for various quality, price, and features, what have you. A customer may have many choices but decides to choose only one. By buying a DVD player, the customer not only bought the DVD player but also bought his or her satisfaction. This satisfaction is the difference among products and is the competitive advantage of the company or organization. All organizations are in the business of satisfying customers. If customers do not like what an organization offers, they can simply choose another, thereby possibly impairing the organization's future. So what this means invariably is that if you do not satisfy your customers, if you do not understand that you are in the business of satisfying customers, the customers have choices. They will leave you and go elsewhere. And if all the customers or potential customers leave you to go to competition, you are going to end up without a future for your business. So, who are customers? Customers are the decision makers. Customers are the beneficiaries. Customers are the users of your products and your services. Depending on the different situations, the three types of customer components which I've just mentioned can be referred to as one individual or three independent individuals, which basically means who is the person within an organization that is making the decision to buy from you. It's not the organization buying from you, but that individual in the organization. And the beneficiaries are those people that are going to benefit from that decision. And of course, the user is the person that is ultimately going to consume or use your product or service. So it's also important to know this. Now, customers are not necessarily the people who buy our products only. There are internal and external customers. For an organization to survive, it needs to care for its external customers first. Let me give you an example. Mr. Ahmed establishes a fan company as an electric fan company. The company's product is sold to people who need to cool their houses in the summertime. So the company was established to satisfy a group of people's need to cool their houses with electric fans. Without that customer demand, surely Mr. Ahmed would not have established the company. Obviously, Mr. Ahmed established the company with the intention of satisfying potential customers' demand. And these are the external customers. And it's important that we understand that without them, thinking of them first, you as an organization might run into trouble. Now let's look at the internal customers. Now let's look at the internal customers. The internal customers are those who work within the organization and use one another's departments, products, or services as part of the supply chain to serve the external customer. An internal customer does not mean that the staff of an organization use the finished product or services of the organization. Now let's look at two examples. The first one, Miss Ejiro is an employee of a tourist company. Taking annual leave, Miss Ejiro and her family buy a company's tour to Ghana. In this case, Miss Ejiro will not be considered the company's internal customer, but an external customer like other external customers. The second example, Miss Ejiro is an employee of a tourist company. She is responsible for making room reservations for customers who buy the company tour. To ensure customer satisfaction, Ms. Ejiro needs information regarding the number of customers in each tour, places they will visit, and the number of nights they will need hotel reservations for. Ms. Ejiro receives the information from the sales department, so in this situation, she's an internal customer of the sales department. You see how that works? It is important to care for your customers, serving the customer the way they expect to be served, and doing the things you need to do to keep your current customers. Now let's look at another example. When buying a fan from Duro Simia and Son Fan Company, customers expect to receive good quality, durable, a variety of models, color selection. They expect affordable pricing, good warranty, explanations from salespeople about technical issues, assistance from the salespeople and the technical staff. By satisfying all of these expectations, the fan company has implemented an effective caring for customer system. A satisfied customer will come back and may even introduce other new customers to the fan company. Have you ever wondered, what do customers really want? What do customers want? I'll give you the answer. The highest satisfaction when using your business or your organization's product and services. There are three pillars of customer satisfaction, and they include the product factors, convenience factor, and human factors. And if you look at the product factors, this includes the product range, the pricing, quality and specification, and aftercare service. The convenience factor include location, delivery schedules, online services, and payment or convenient payment arrangements. And of course, the human factors include skills, knowledge of staff, attitude and behaviors, and getting things right. So, what are the roles of managers in ensuring customer satisfaction? Total customer satisfaction should start from the organization's top management. The top management is responsible for establishing the organizational culture, standards, and resources to ensure the smooth operation of the organization. The management has full authority to make policies and decisions. If the policies and system is customer oriented, it will support a customer care culture within the business. And this is very, very important. So let's look at another example. A fan company wants to provide the best customer service. The owner acquired modern equipment and a new factory in order to produce high quality electric fans. The organization is committed to a customer-oriented service culture and has very clear and concrete standards of good customer service. Therefore, its staff do not have difficulties in meeting customer demands. It's very clear. Once within the organization, at the management level, there's a commitment and a focus to have a customer-focused orientation and make this part of the culture within the organization. It becomes very easy for the team or the staff to embrace this culture, and they have no difficulty in meeting customer demand. Now, let's look at some of the human factors around caring for customers. Customer service or customer care people have an important role in the quality of the company's customer care. That's because Being the first line of contact with customers, the human factor is decisive. So we have the ABCs of customer service, and they are attitude, behavior, and competence. The relationship between the ABC factors, which is attitude, behavior, and competence, an employee's work attitude is influenced by the organizational culture. The attitude will decide the way they behave towards customers, and behavior may be influenced by competence. You understand how this relationship works? I will take that again for the benefit of you to be able to understand how this relationship of the ABCs of customer service works. An employee's work attitude is influenced by the organizational culture. The attitude will decide the way they behave towards customers, and the behavior may be influenced by competence. Let me give you an example, and this will help you understand it even clearer. The fan company has a customer-oriented culture. This culture is reflected by concrete regulations on customer services. All staff are required to have a good work attitude, from taking care of fans so that defects are limited, to behaving pleasantly with customers from the outset. In order to achieve the desired outcome, the organization provides staff with opportunities to improve skills and acquire professional knowledge. Implementing customer care and measuring customer satisfaction is also something that's important for you to be able to infuse that customer oriented culture within your business. So, how do you measure customer satisfaction? There are some tools available. You have customers survey, conference for customers, customer suggestion box, and of course, which I typically don't recommend, but it's a good way for you to measure is your revenue. These are some of the ways or some of the tools which you can use. Organizations should measure customer satisfaction regularly because it can change over time. Measuring customer satisfaction accurately helps your business deal with problems to ensure quality of customer service. No matter if you make mistakes or not, the point is whether you know what mistakes you made and how to correct them. It's important to know the mistakes so that you are able to correct them. So here are two possible approaches to solve the causes of poor customer service: system improvement and skills improvement. So I'm going to use two examples to help you understand this. The first one, customers are not satisfied because of low quality products. The company found that the reason for those low quality products is an error occurred accidentally in the quality control system. So making sure that the system always works well can solve the above technical problem. Second one, there's a batch of products with technical defects. Due to a lack of understanding of technical specifications, the salesperson mistakenly sold defective products to customers. The customer's right was violated. Making sure that the salesperson has both selling and technical skills will help control similar mistakes from happening. You understand how this works. Now, let's go into another aspect which is important when it comes to customer care, which is telephone communications. And we're just going to touch on the do's and don'ts. Let's start with the do's. Answer the phone promptly. Whenever you have a dedicated line for your business, it's important that that number is at the disposal, is available to all staff so that someone is always there to pick the phone and your phone doesn't just ring endlessly. Another do is to state the organization's name. Whenever you pick up the phone, you must mention the name of your organization. For example, hello, good afternoon. This is the Enterprise Development Center. Hello, good afternoon. This is so, 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 and so. It's important to always state the name of the organization. State who you are. You must also then immediately mention your name. Good afternoon. This is Enterprise Development Center, and my name is Olawale. You should also listen carefully. It is important. Listening is one of those very important characteristics or attitudes, as you may like it, that a customer service or customer care person or a salesperson or a marketing person must have. You must have the ability to listen carefully. Prepare the necessary information and concentrate on solving the problem. Now let's highlight some of the don'ts. Let the phone ring for long. Never let the phone ring for long. Don't only say hello. Don't pick up the phone, a business phone, and just say hello. Listen while doing something else. You cannot be listening to a customer and be doing something else. It makes anyone believe that you're not focusing or concentrating on them. Forget to take notes. If you forget to take notes, you will forget the purpose of that call and ultimately will make mistakes when addressing whatever the call was for. Forget your promise, which is also related to taking notes. If you take the notes down, you must also then act on what you have taken down. It's very important. So telephone communications are mainly based on speaking and listening skills. They are not supported by forms of non-verbal language. Telephone communications should be well prepared in order to save time and transfer unnecessary information. Customers call an organization or a business only when they face difficulties and want to deal with the difficulties. Therefore, organizations should try to meet the customer's request as soon as possible. Don't let customers call again and again. It's important to be prompt when dealing with customer complaints. Now, how do you deal with customer complaints? You will always get complaints. So in the same way, we'll look at the do's and the don'ts. The do's: you must listen. You must be sympathetic. You must concentrate on solutions. And of course, the don'ts include: don't offer excuses. Oh, it's not our fault, or transferring to someone. No, do not argue. Yeah, though customers are not always right, organizations should not show customers that they are wrong. Caring for customers is actually necessary to make sure that the customers are satisfied. I'm going to use another example. Mr. Tunde bought a defective fan from the fan company. He found that it makes noise and its engine becomes very hot. He requested the company to replace it. He did not know that he had bought the fan at a discount price because it was not of standard quality. The salesperson refused Mr. Tunde's request. He told him he got what he paid for, and if he wants a better fan, he has to pay more. Blaming customers is not professional. It is not professional in any way and does not show that you have the caring for customer system in place. Mr. Tunde's misunderstanding may result from mistakes of the salesperson in explaining the product's price and quality. So what the salesperson has to do at that moment is to satisfy Mr. Tunde's need. Replace his defective fan with a good one, with an arrangement that is accepted by the company and Mr. Tunde. Even if the company has to suffer some loss, but Mr. Tunde will go satisfied and share his experience with everyone else. We have now come to the end of the final session. Please complete your end of session assessment and please complete your end of module assessment now. Thank you and all the best.